long has this been a ritual for you? I mean, how long have you been doing it?
Since Haskins, 2008.
Wow. So you just decided I'm just going to grow my beard before every fight?
Well, Mark Lehman, no, my coach, Mark Lehman, he was like, Johnny, you got a good beard. You need to keep it going. I was like, no, I hate this thing. You know, I hate it. And he's like, no, you should keep it. So I kept it for that fight. And then the next fight, I didn't shave for 6 weeks because whatever my camp is, that's usually what I start growing as soon as I find out who I'm fighting. And I found out who I was fighting, so I started growing it. And then he ended up talking to me, you know what I mean, talking me into it again. So I was like, all right. And then after that, I was like, you know what? This is actually pretty cool. You know, you get to shave. Because, like, I went to UFC, what was it, 101, or when I fought Amir Sadallah, right. I actually shaved. And I could mingle through the crowd, and nobody, I just took off all my sponsors, and I just walked through the crowd, and everybody was like, was that? And I could hear him go, is that Johny Hendricks? And I just walked, you know what I mean? I could get, you know, at that point, that was something I wanted to do.
Nothing to do with Evan Tanner. A lot of people were growing beards for a while in solidarity with Evan.
No. He had a sweet beard too. You know what I'm saying? He had an awesome beard. No, just Mark Lehman was like, dude, you got a sweet beard. And I was like, all right, I'll keep it. And it's been a tradition ever since.
Where do you think your beard ranks all the time in MMA beards? You have yourself, you have Kimbo, Evan Tanner.
I know, so you got some really good guys. But see, Kimbo never shaves his all the way down. Yeah. You know, he trims it, but he never shaves it down. So his beard's better than mine. You know, the only thing I got is that I regrow mine every time. You know what I'm saying? So I think that should put me ahead of everybody else because everybody else kept theirs. You know what I mean? Even Evan Tanner, he kept his for a while. I start from scratch every fight.
All right, now that we have this serious...
You have a fight coming up?
Yeah, no, I don't have a fight yet. You know, I think that was like a month ago.
Yeah.
Now Koscheck at the press conference, he said that you are not going to win. Do you think that he's underestimating you some?
No, that's just him trying to pump himself up, you know. I don't think he's going to win, you know what I mean? But doesn't mean it's going to happen. I don't know, you know, that's where you got to tune in on Saturday to find out, you know. All I know is that there's going to be two people walking in that cage, and one's going to be a victor and one's going to be going back and trying to figure out what he did wrong.
Now you got that victory over Fitch. I mean, that was spectacular, first round knockout. Nobody's ever done that to him. What were your thoughts after that fight? I mean, what are your thoughts right now?
What changed is I started believing in myself. I got that confidence back because what I did is I started going back to Oklahoma State and having those young kids trying to beat up on me, just grind me down, you know. It sucked. You know, it sucked bad. And I got that meanness, that wrestler attitude back. Hey, that's not going to happen. I started pushing back, you know, and you just sit there and you're going like this, and that's what I lost. And I started building more confidence for that fight, and for some reason, I just felt like I knew I was going to do something like that.
Why would you have lost confidence in the first place? I mean, you had a pretty good career so far.
Well, I got complacent. You know, I mean, I got to where I was waking up every day doing the same thing, you know, and I wasn't really pushing myself. You know what I'm saying? And then once I got that loss, I took a step back and I was like, hey guys, this is what we're doing wrong. This. I started just naming off everything, and then I was like, all right, coaches, you're gonna be over me. You know what I mean? It's not me. You are my coaches. You say what I do, and I do it. You know what I mean? And so that was the first change. And then we started going to Oklahoma State more, and then I got them to meet Coach Smith and how he ran me. You know, how he pushed me. And so they came back with that kind of attitude, you know, and it's been great so far.
So it's basically like this certain kind of way of coaching works for you best, and you kind of had to incorporate that into your...
Yeah, I had to go back and start from scratch, you know. Sometimes it's always good to do that. You know, you get complacent and you get comfortable from where you're at, and then all of a sudden you're like, man, I was stupid for doing that, you know, and so, I just took a step back so that way I can take 2 steps forward.
See, after the story loss, you almost felt like I have to start with a complete fresh slate?
Yeah, I was, every fight I tell everybody I'm going 0-0. You know what I mean? I haven't done nothing. You know what I mean? Because I really haven't, you know. I'm 0-0 and I'm fighting for my first fight, you know, and I'm fighting for that contract. That's pretty much all you can do, you know, and that's the way I look at every fight.
Now you're pretty close to fighting for a title if you win this fight. How much pressure are you putting in yourself? None?
None. No, that can wait. You know what I mean? I know that Josh is a tough opponent, and if I overlook him at all, I'm an idiot. You know what I mean? I'm stupid, and so I know I want a title shot, but it ain't gonna. Just because I'm thinking it doesn't mean it's gonna take place over Josh. Everybody's thinking that. You know what I mean? When you first start fighting, you're thinking title shot, you know? When you get closer, every fight you're like, I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer. And if they say they're not thinking that, then they're not telling you the truth. You know, I'll just be open with you. Yeah, you know, that's my dream. Put that belt right here, you know? But I got to get through Josh.
Has Josh changed at all over the years? You've watched him, I presume, you know, back when you were a wrestler. I mean, have you seen him evolve, and where do you think he is now as opposed to where he was when you first started watching him?
He's still tough, you know. I think that, you know, he said that he had to he got rid of that camp to start over, you know, get a clear head. I think that's going to be good for him, you know. That's going to be good for me, because he fought GSP the first time with that kind of mentality. And if I can go out there and do good, then I know I got the best Josh there could have been.
These guys did an interview about youth versus experience, and they said youth most of the time trumps experience. What do you think of that?
Hey, after 10 fights, after that you make little changes, but that's all the experience I needed. I needed to get to 10 fights. Once I got to 10 fights, I knew my style. I knew how to cut the weight. You know what I mean? I knew that walking to the octagon, walking to here, you know, going to pre-fights, doing this, doing that. You find yourself in those first 10 fights. And then what you do after that is you tweak everything to make your game more perfect, in a sense. And so, no, I think after 10 fights, everybody's experienced.
So you're, of the 3 original members of Team Takedown, you're the only guy who's still at a really high level in the UFC. What do you attribute your success to?
Good Lord bless me with a lot of things. You know what I mean? For one, I got a great wife at home. You know what I mean? She's keeping the bills paid. She's keeping the house, you know, clean. My kids happy, and that's grateful. You know what I mean? I don't have any stress. All I got to do is wake up, go train. And then I also give that to my training partners and my coaches. You know, if I win, it's because my coaches did what I did what my coaches told me to do. So I give all the credit to my coaches. And if I lose, it's because I didn't do what they told me to do. You know, so it's my fault. It's not my coaches. That's the way I look at it.
I think a lot of people have that the wrong way around.
Yeah, I do. Because, for example, I coached some wrestlers, you know, in high school, and I showed them everything they needed to do. But when they get out there, they wouldn't do it. I'm like, do this, do this, do this, and he ended up losing. I'm like, the reason why you lost is because you didn't do this, this, and this. You didn't. I can't go, if you want to fight, I can't go out there and fight the battles for you. You know, I have to try to train you the best I can and hope to God you go out there and use it. And so that's my way of thinking. And also, it just makes it easier because, you know, if I win, hey, thank you, coach. You helped me win. If I lose, I'm like, hey, we need to do this, this, and this because I'm not doing what I need to do. You know what I'm saying?